Hey, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Commissioner Ron L. Higgins, and I'm here today with Mr. Clayton Northgraves, Director of Statewide Emergency Telecommunications. How are you, Clayton?
I'm good. Happy to be here.
Good. I wanted to talk with Clayton this particular week because this is National Public Safety Telecommunicator Week.
Got it. Yeah.
Clayton, tell us about your work.
I work for the Department of Emergency Services and Public Protection, obviously. So we work within the Division of Statewide Emergency Telecommunications. We have several responsibilities, but of which the biggest responsibilities that we have is we operate and maintain Connecticut's next generation 911 network, and we operate and maintain the Connecticut Land Mobile Radio Network. And we also operate and maintain the Public Safety Data Network, which is a ultra high-speed fiber network, about 8,000 miles of fiber that spans the entire state of Connecticut. It interconnects most public safety facilities, pretty much essentially every law enforcement, most fire departments, and every 911 center in the state.
Wow. So, Clayton, currently, right now, how many public safety answering points or police departments are on our system?
So all of them, there's 105 911 centers, including the troops. There's 105 911 centers in Connecticut. We call them public safety answering points or emergency communication centers.
Right.
And every single one of them uses our next generation 911 network.
So, is it safe to say your customer base are those centers?
It is 100% accurate.
Yeah.
They are our customers.
Yeah. So, tell me about your staff. Tell us about the folks who are helping to maintain and make our system work.
Right. So mostly my staff is engineering based. I have a team of field engineers. They're outfitted with a vehicle and they have deployable equipment. Each one of them has a deployable 911 laptop. Each one of them has a deployable radio console. And they have a whole bunch of other equipment that they use to help maintain and operate. And when time comes, if they need to fix the network, we do have some issues that arrive. And so I have 20 staff. I have administrative staff who work very hard. So they work to help fund the PSAPs as the emergency communication centers. So we provide subsidies and grants to all 105 911 centers in terms of training funds, some funded entities that serve towns of 40,000 or more. We give them subsidies. It's all regulation based. So I have staff devoted to that.
Clayton, we've heard a lot about Connecticut's land area radio network transforming telecommunications for first responders. Tell us more about that. What's going on there?
Right, that's a great question. So we operate, as I said earlier, the Connecticut Land Mobile Radio Network. And so about 19, 20 years ago, it was put in place primarily for state police. And up until recently, they've been the primary users. About 4 or 5 years ago, we did a pretty significant upgrade to the network. We gave it a lot more capacity than it had before. So it was at that time we decided to start sharing it with local municipalities and public safety agencies and other state agencies in Connecticut. It started with Stonington and Groton law enforcement, and they were the first ones to kind of pilot sharing the network. And since then, it has grown exponentially in popularity. And we've essentially converted almost every major city in Connecticut over to the Land Mobile Radio Network. A host of volunteer fire departments, paid volunteer paid fire departments, a host of law enforcement agencies, and almost every state agency in Connecticut is now using the Connecticut Land Mobile Radio Network. The two big ones that we're converting over right now is the Department of Transportation.
Wow.
Their entire operations are currently migrating over to our network. And Department of Corrections in-facility. Their transport vehicles are already on our network, but all of the in-facility, in the correctional facilities, are going to be on our network as well.
That's big.
Yeah.
That's big.
We've been busy.
You know, one of the things that I learned when I first arrived was that as we work on recruitment and retention for state troopers and other DESP employees, one of the things that I've learned is dispatchers around the state of Connecticut are in high demand as well.
Yes.
Can you talk a little about that?
Yes. So it's not unique to Connecticut. It is a nationwide crisis right now. There is a shortage of public safety telecommunicators, and we have that exact same shortage here in Connecticut as well. As a matter of fact, Earlier this week, I was at a meeting with a lot of managers from the emergency communication centers in Connecticut, and every single one of them is having issues with training and retaining public safety telecommunicators. It is a very stressful job. It is a very taxing job, and it's a very hard job to recruit for, and it's a very hard job to train for.
So if someone wanted to consider a career as a public safety telecommunicator, what would they need to do?
So they need to figure out where it is they would like to work. So I know state police is hiring, in a constant state of hiring for public safety telecommunicators. That would be a great first step. Go to the state's website. And then most of the major cities, even the town that folks live and work in, most of them have their own dispatch centers. I would recommend going to the town's website, and I would be surprised if they weren't hiring.
Great, great. Clayton, I just want to thank you and your team for all you do, and on behalf of all first responders in the state of Connecticut, I want to thank you for keeping Connecticut connected.
We appreciate that. Our entire existence is to support and protect first responders.
Amen.
Yeah.
All right. It's good talking to you.
Yeah, likewise.
All right. Take care.
Thank you.